our very first like mastermind kickoff call. Like this is our little mastermind that's happening and growing and being so amazing. And so thank you guys. Like this is going to be really, really awesome. We're excited to kind of talk to you guys on this call and kind of set the tone for what we want out of this call and what we want out of this mastermind, and kind of hear your advice on this as well. So yes. Sorry, like,
sorry, I was like waiting. I didn't want to talk
I'll
over
cheer.
somebody, so I'm like,
I'll clap.
Yes, sorry. I was like, I didn't know if I should keep going. I was like, and yes. No, and that is all. Just kidding. Oh my goodness. And here's what I can do. And it's like me, Brie and Brett and Savannah. And then kind of the way that we're going to do this call today is we're going to talk to you about kind of the culture that we want to set within this mastermind, and like what we're looking for. And like, we want to kind of hear from you guys. It'd be cool for everyone to kind of go around maybe and share like what they want to get out of this mastermind, and like what they were the most excited about, or what they are the most excited about being a part of this. And then we'll kind of talk about like the culture that we want to set, and the boss babe body and the boss babe mind. And then we're going to hear from my mom, and she's going to introduce our very first like dreamers challenge that we're going to do as mastermind. And so that's kind of how we can go about things. So if we want to start with introductions, we can just start with like Bria, Britt, and Sabrina. We can just kind of talk about what we want to get out of the mastermind, and then we'll go around so everyone can get to know each other. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. I'm Brie, and I was really, really excited to kind of like make up this little brain baby with Kaylee and Britt and Brie, just because other Brie, not me again. But but I was so excited about this because I felt like starting out as a blogger, I had no idea what I was doing. I had a ton of naysayers around me. Everyone was like, oh, like, that's cool, you want to do that, but like, it's also going to be so great when you go back to school. And I felt like if I would have had a community like this from the very beginning, I would have been like so much farther now than I am, because of the constant motivation that would like perpetually help me to move forward. So I really want this to kind of be that for everyone and help us and on such a well-rounded basis, where we're really focusing on our minds and focusing on our bodies and taking care of ourselves, and then really helping each other to pursue whatever path it is that we really want to take. So that's why I'm so excited about the mastermind.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I kind of just like feel like I should just repeat what everything just Brie just said, but I started blogging also about a year ago, and it was a completely different path than I had been going down. I was in nursing school and started something completely different. And honestly, like, still some days I'm like, what the crap am I doing? And so I just think to have a community, even if you don't want to blog, but just to have a community that can help you and help fuel your dreams, whatever they are, because I have always had dreams, but I haven't known how to get there. So now I have this vehicle, and I have a support group to help me to reach my dreams. And so I'm just excited to grow my circle of really awesome women who inspire me, and hopefully I can inspire somebody through something that I have in my brain. But I'm just really excited to get to know all of you and to help encourage each other on this journey.
Awesome. Whoever wants to go next. Lisa, do you want to go next? I don't think. Okay.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
You're good.
I don't have my regular headphones, so I'm trying to attempt to do this on my computer. So I'm Lisa, for those of you who may not know me. I'll be finishing up school this year, and kind of my goal with this mastermind was just to kind of find a community, kind of like Brie said and Brett, that is uplifting, because I've talked to people about this before, and like starting my own business and being able to start my own lifestyle brand, and they're always kind of like, oh cool, like, well, what else do you want to do? And that's always been really hard, because when you have friends, you always want them to uplift each other and be amazing, and you don't always get that. So that's kind of what I was hoping to get. And then having a community, I think it's so funny that I'm referencing this. Kaylee had a podcast, and I listened to it, and she's like, I want to be the dumbest of my friends. And I kind of relate to that. I was like, yeah, I kind of want to be the dumbest of my friends too, because you're bringing each other up. That means you're all learning, and you can just build each other up. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I love that. I'm a fan. Cool. Brie Ray, do you want to introduce yourself? Maybe. Oh.
She just left.
Oh, okay. I'll come back to
Brie
her.
had a student, so she had to go. But
okay.
she will be here
Perfect.
this time.
Alyssa, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, I'll go next. Okay, so I'm Alyssa, and I'm from Logan, Utah. Well, I live up in Logan, going to school at Utah State. I'm originally from Farmington. And so when I first heard about this mastermind, I first DM'd Brie. And what I said was, oh my gosh, like, you have no idea. Like, this is an answer to a prayer. And I mentioned that in my application also, because honestly, like, I've been following Britt and Brie on Instagram for like the last year and a half. And I was like, what is this magical life that they live? Like, how are they doing this? Like, how are they traveling and vlogging and just being so amazing? I was like, if I could do that, if I could do anything like even half as amazing as that, it would just be a dream come true. And so this mastermind came up on my Instagram feed, and I was like, this isn't real. Like, this can't be real. Like, these girls couldn't want to help someone like me accomplish these goals that they have worked so hard to achieve. And so, I mean, I just jumped on it, and I'm just so excited to have this community of girls who are just dreaming big, because it's kind of rare, I feel like, to find girls that have such high goals and are just striving for such unique things. And so I'm just so excited to be in this community where we're all kind of just going the extra mile, and we're all trying to be the best version of ourselves. So I'm just super excited.
I love that. That's awesome. That's so cool. Oh my goodness. This just makes me so excited, like hearing everybody's like story of like how they came to be here and like what kind of led them here and like that kind of thing, just because I feel like we all like birds of a feather flock together, and like when you're putting that out there, like that's what you'll attract. And like look what's happening now. So super cool. Mom, do you want to kind of give a little brief introduction of yourself too?
I think I was muted. Sure. So I'm just really honored and excited to be on this with you guys. I wish that I could have joined, like Alyssa just said, a mastermind when I was your age with other girls or women that were going the same direction, wanting to have more in their life, had energy and excitement and power around the goals that they had. And I just think it's awesome. So, and I'm super proud of Brie and Britt and Kaylee for pulling this together and wanting to not just make it something that is just kind of motivation, but also has a vehicle to help you to succeed with both, your business goals, financial goals, your, physical goals, basically a well-rounded group of women who can really support each other and then cheer each other on to your successes. So that's really exciting. So anyway, my story is, I'll just give you the in a Reader's Digest. So I started my own company when I was 24. I had a great job as a dental hygienist, and I was working full time, and I had Kaylee. And after about 6 months of taking her to the babysitter every day, I decided this is for the birds. I don't like working for someone else. I'm tired of keeping somebody else's business running and growing, and I'm missing out on my whole life. And so I started my own company, which grew to the point where I had product on QVC, Michael's, Walmart. I had, product in a lot of stores. I was able to do it all from home and have 3 more kids. And then I sold that company and got involved in direct sales. And so long story short, I've been with one company for the past 15 years until just about 6 months ago when I decided to make the switch to Isogenics. So I have been a network marketer for a long time, but it has always been with a big why of wanting to be home with my kids, be able to give our family a lifestyle that we could do tons of things that, I wanted to do. Dream vacations, pay for dance, pay for football, pay to go shopping whenever we wanted, have the lifestyle that we wanted to have. And so I've always been an entrepreneur. And I'm such a believer in the power of mindset and some of the things that I'm going to tell you guys about tonight. So that's me. Is that okay? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, no, that's all.
Can you hear me at all?
Sorry, I muted people and so, but you're welcome to unmute yourself at any time. Yes, no, that's amazing. That's so cool. That's my mom, guys.
I'm excited to help with this group. So yeah.
Yes.
And she's going to be doing our dream calls every Thursday. Like, she's such an inspiration to me. So I'm very excited for all of her knowledge to be unloaded on us all.
Yes.
I will totally do my best because I'm super excited to do that too for you guys. So
that'll be awesome. That'll be so cool. No, I think this is really cool just to hear everybody's kind of, you know, their story and for what brought them here, like all of this, like what they're looking for. And just like we were saying earlier, like there is so much power in surrounding yourself with amazing friends and with like people who have the same mindset and like goals that you do, you know, like whether that is like all of us have different dreams, but at the same time, like we're all like working towards the same thing. And like how powerful like is this and for that we are like, you know, there's power in numbers, like there's power in women helping women and in, you know, like people supporting each other. There's room for everyone at the top. And so the more success that you know, help other people to achieve, the more success that will be given to you in tenfold, you know? So like, it's just really, really cool to be able to see like all of you guys. And so we're so excited about this and so coming together to do this. So yes.
I love it. So I guess we can kind of dive in and talk about like the whole, like kind of what to expect and like the setup of it all. Does that sound good, Kaylee?
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Okay. So I guess let's start with these calls, kind of how they'll run and what we'll kind of be doing, our Tuesday night calls. So every Tuesday we'll get on together and we'll talk about like different things we've learned in the books that we're going to be reading. And Britt's going to make us a weekly schedule that will give us specific chapters. So the first book that we're going to be reading is called Get Smart. It's one of my like favorite books to get you in the right mindset. Basically, it really breaks down the importance of goal setting and writing down goals. And it's based on the whole idea that you can think your way to success. So as we kind of retrain our brains to think like in a millionaire mindset, that's what we'll become. So that's a really great book. And I think this week we're reading the first 2 chapters. So next week we are going to talk about those 2. And I will send out kind of like a summary of the 2 chapters before the next call. So you can kind of like read over that if you need a little more info and stuff like that. But such a great book. I'm super excited about that. And then afterwards, we're just going to be talking kind of about like our dreams, different goals that we're having. Maybe we'll talk about like walls that we're hitting or running into, but we want this to be a space where we can all come together and just chat and like get to know each other better and kind of figure out where we're going wrong and what we're doing and where we're going right and how we can help each other and stuff like that. So
yeah, absolutely. Yes. And so that will be kind of cool. So, I mean, just kind of setting it up and for like what your weekly schedule look like. Just like Bree said, like Britt's going to make a schedule and for every single week, but it will always include a Tuesday night call and a Thursday night call. So plan for Tuesday nights to like get together and like really discuss with the group and like talk about like where we're going with things and all of that. But then Thursday nights, we're going to have like a dreamers workshop and that will be with my mom. And so that will be kind of just like a motivational, like pump up, like getting your mind in the right, you know, shape and like keeping your mind exercised, like kind of like exercising that mindset muscle. And so that's going to be really important. And then throughout the week, there will be, you know, daily content and there will be different events. Like if you're local or if we're going up there, we'll do monthly Boss Babe brunches, which are open to anybody that you want to bring, you can. And then we're talking about doing, you know, Boss Babe brunches up in Logan and like different places where other people are, right? Yes. So we'll always have those. And then there will be different events as we get going. We want to do like retreats. We would like to do, you know, something in May where we do like a big dreamers retreat where we all come together and like that kind of thing. But we want this to be, you know, obviously have this connection, but also be online as well. And then we have a Telegram. We'll have like a little Telegram app where like we'll just be sending updates and like we can talk. We'll have like motivational text every day. And it will be really just like, it's a brain trust, guys. Like that's what a mastermind is like everyone is bringing their gifts and their talents to the table. We've talked to a couple of girls that are like, hey, I'm really good at organizing. I'm really good at this kind of thing. Like this is my niche. Like I'm really good at videography or photography or blogging. We want you to bring that to the table and be like, hey guys, if any of you guys have ever had questions about, you know, starting a podcast or whatever it is, I will get on the phone and talk to you for an hour about how to do it. Like that kind of thing. Like we want it to be this brain trust where we're helping each other and to kind of develop our goals. And then there's this whole aspect of the Boss Babe body as well, where it's taking our health to the next level. It's getting our bodies fueled and fueling our bodies with what they need in order to really like go after our dreams and to be able to, you know, feel better and like feel good and feel accomplished in the aspect of we're getting, you know, we're accomplishing our health goals, whatever those might be. And so you guys will all start receiving your Isogenics products in the next little bit. I'm so pumped for you because like you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. You'll feel different after like 2 days of the shakes. Like you're like, okay, cool. So I can take over the world. Like this is good. And so yeah, so you guys will be receiving those. We'd love to do like group workouts and like we'll have meal plans and different things like helping you to kind of aid you with that aspect too. So like not only is it this community of like learning and growing and all of this, but then there's also this like health aspect where it's like, let's like physically apply this to the paper, you know, like let's go to the gym, let's do this, let's, you know, like take on and deliver these goals that we have and let's do it together. And so that's what you can kind of expect within the Facebook page and within like, you know, these different groups that we've got going on. Makes sense.
Yeah. And just kind of like the culture, I mean, they touched on most of it, but we just want this to be a super safe place where you can like say, oh my gosh, like I did not do anything yesterday because I had a meltdown and like I'm having such a hard time with this. Like we want this to be very open and honest so that we can truly help you overcome your obstacles, because I don't know, for me, like I'm a very held back person, and for a long time I didn't share my struggles and no one could help me through them. So now as I've learned to be more open and have friends who actually I can be that open with, I found so much help in that. So we just want to make sure that we support each other and encourage one another, and also are just really supportive. Yeah. So do you, Kayla or Brie, have anything else to say before we turn it over to your mom for a minute?
I think we covered it. I mean,
yeah.
Everybody have any specific questions that we can address?
Cool.
Good job.
Hey.
Okay, awesome. Okay, you guys are ready to play. I'm not kidding. Like, I think what you guys are going to find happen is that this synergy, this energy that you guys have, you're going to get off these calls and somebody on the mastermind is going to have said something that's going to resonate with you, and that you're going to go, oh, that's just what I need to hear. Like Britt saying, I was really closed off. I didn't share. Now I do. I have this, this is going to be a great thing. And I love what you guys said about a safe place. Because one of the things that sometimes is really hard when you're an entrepreneur is admitting that you're at a wall, or admitting that you're stuck somewhere, or admitting that something isn't working for you. And I think it's going to be so powerful for you guys to have this. So my job is, so one of the things that I have like spoken on and lectured on and coached on for the last 15 years is really turning on your dream machine, turning on that power that you have inside of yourself to focus your conscious thoughts and actually create what you want in your life. So for the next like few minutes, just if you have not been like already kind of exposed to, affirmations and dream building and kind of the millionaire mindset that you heard Bree talk about, just be open-minded, because what I can tell you is that, like, I'm probably going to say this a ton of times. I wish I was your age and learning this. Like, I wish that when I started my own company, I wish that I hadn't been trying to push the rock up the hill by myself. I wish that I had been better at controlling my thoughts and not talking crap to myself all the time about, oh, this is killing me. Oh, am I going to be able to do this? Instead of being like, I am successful. This is working. My company is going to be huge. Like, talking it into existence instead of creating it and pushing so hard. So I wanted to just show you guys a couple things. So this book, you guys are going to do Get Smart, but this book talks about masterminding. And I actually grabbed it really fast because I was like, oh my gosh, I know there's a quote about masterminding. So I'm going to read you this quote from Napoleon Hill. And he says, when two or more people coordinate in the spirit of harmony and work towards a definitive objective or purpose, they place themselves in a position through their alliance to absorb power directly from the great storehouse of infinity and intelligence. We all know that two heads are better than one. So when it comes to solving problems and creating results, imagine having a permanent group of people who meet every week for the purpose of problem solving, brainstorming, networking, encouraging, motivating, supporting, building up each other. And this is like the best of both worlds. I love how Britt and Kaylee and Bree have combined not only a way for you guys to work together and help each other and motivate each other and dream together, but also a vehicle for you guys to make income, to get healthy, to be an additional side hustle for all of you guys. So I love that. Like, one of the best pieces of advice I could give you, as you know, being 20 years older than all of you guys, is have a plan B income. Start something. You are Isogenics when you're your age, and just build it a little bit and watch what happens. So that's really awesome. So tonight, I just want to introduce you guys a couple of principles, because this isn't the dream call, but we're going to start doing these dream workshops and dream calls every week. But I wanted to kind of, well, first of all, one of my favorite stories about affirmations and I am statements and speaking what you want into existence is the story of Jim Carrey. Have you guys heard this story about how, you guys know who Jim Carrey is, right? Just kidding. The Grinch. Anyway, when Jim Carrey came to Hollywood, he didn't have any money. He was living in his van. He was eating beans out of a can. He couldn't get any jobs. Nobody would, hire him. He just wasn't having any success for a long time. And he would drive up onto, I think it's Mulholland Drive, and park his van up there and pretty much scream at the universe, I am an amazing actor. I am in demand everywhere. Everyone wants to hire me. And he even went so far as to write himself a check for $10 million, written to Jim Carrey for acting services rendered, and signed it. And I'm going to get this wrong, so I don't know how many years later it was, but it was a little while later. His first acting job, I think it's The Mask, either The Mask or Dumb and Dumber, and they paid him $10 million. So there is such power in positive thought, in affirmation statements, in mastering your subconscious. You guys are all creators of your own life. And if you don't think that's true, look at some of the things that you say to yourself every day. Whether it's, I don't have any money, or this isn't working for me, or we beat ourselves up with negative thoughts that actually create our reality. And then we think, oh my gosh, I couldn't possibly create anything positive, but I'm super good at creating things I don't want. So that's what I think is so awesome, is when you can have somebody point out to you, hey, listen, let's change your thinking and start putting some positive affirmations out there. Let's start putting some things out into your future, your life that's coming to you that is positive, and that you're actually intentionally guiding your thoughts instead of just letting them run around like squirrels in your head, telling you whatever all day long. And so one of the exercises that we're going to do, that I've been doing with my mentor and my coach, is called the 10 plus 10. Okay. And this is how to do it. So I'm going to challenge each of you to start tomorrow. And I know you're super busy, so you're going to be like, oh, when am I going to do this? For 10 minutes, first thing in the morning, I want you to sit completely still. Okay? You can do it in your bed if you want to. When you first wake up, you can do it laying down. You can do it in a chair. I want you to sit completely still, and I want you to control your mind. You are not allowed to scratch itches. You are not allowed to move your body at all. You are just going to lay there. And it is so hard. Okay? So you're going to think, oh, lay there. That's stupid. Like, what a dumb thing. You are going to work your mental muscle, okay? And first, you're just going to lay there, and I don't want you to think about anything but just laying still, okay? If you're doing pretty good at that, then I want you to start to focus on your breathing. This is kind of like a meditation exercise, kind of like yoga, right? Except you're just going to be holding still. And then as you get better at that each morning, I want you to use that time to be a kid again, to imagine the car you want, to imagine the studio apartment, to imagine what your bank account looks like, to imagine what it feels like, Kaylee, if I walked up to you and handed you the keys to your Range Rover and you just went, aha, the wish fulfilled. The happy, positive, excited feeling that you have when something happens to you, right? When your dreams are already fulfilled, okay? The second part of the 10 plus 10 is writing some affirmation cards. And you don't have to write a whole bunch of them. You might not even know for sure what you want to write. But I would challenge you to sit down and write some cards that basically outline some of your goals. So I'm going to give you a couple of example ones, okay? So this is one of mine, okay? That's me posted on the newest millionaire in Isogenics, okay? Am I the newest millionaire in Isogenics right now? No. But I will be, right? That is one of the things that I'm creating in my personal business, in my personal goals. So when you write an affirmation statement, you write it as if it's already happened. You don't live in the past. You don't live in the future. You live in the present. And you're grateful for something that that hasn't happened yet in the present as if it's happened. So here's an example. I'm grateful that I am crushing my goals and I'm a millionaire in Isogenics. I'm super excited to be living my dream life and helping and watching others on my team live their dreams. Okay, when you first write an affirmation statement, if you haven't done this before, it's going to feel like a lie, right? It's going to feel like when you read it, you're going, yeah, that's not true. Okay, but that's part of stretching that mental muscle. Because I had a coaching call tonight with a girl on my team, and she said, I'm just all over the map. Like, I've got teaching responsibilities and I'm in church callings and I just can't like focus. And I said, where are your cards? And she's like, oh, I read them, but then I just put them down. And I'm like, listen, you have to read these things until when the little negative thought that comes in and says, oh, you can't pay that bill, or oh, how are you going to do this? Or, oh, this is not working, or my business is never going to succeed. You can roll tape on your affirmations. And so instead what comes into your mind is, I am free from debt and financial worry. I am wealthy. I am successful. And Kaylee will like this one because it's Jen Sincero. I love money and money loves me. Money flows freely to me. I manage and save money well. I am generous with my wealth. So whatever your cards sound like, write them in I am statements that are present, as if you were looking right at your accomplished goal, the wish fulfilled. It's already done and you're so grateful for it. Okay? If you listen to every single millionaire, every book, if you start looking around, success leaves clues. Successful people are all about mindset, like stretching your mental muscle, sitting quietly for 10 minutes and holding still is making your brain calm down and letting you control it. So now if you really want to take this to the next level, like Kaylee and I are doing, like we're kind of crazy, but at night you're going to reverse the order and you're going to read your affirmation cards for 10 minutes out loud. Okay. And then you're going to lay down. And when you go to sleep, you're going to impress upon your subconscious what you want to have happen, which is basically dreaming again, laying there, imagining what it feels like when your goals are accomplished, when your dreams are coming true. And I will promise you guys, crazy stuff will start to happen. If you'll even commit to this for 30 days, you'll never stop doing it. Like affirmations will become just who you are. You'll be saying them in the shower, in your car. You'll put them on a, recorded voice memo on your phone, and you'll be hearing them as you're driving. And pretty soon that will be how you think, instead of, I can't do this. I never have money. I don't have an apartment. My business isn't working. That, I'm never going to meet somebody. Whatever it is in your life that you are saying to yourself, you are self-fulfilling prophecy. You are saying and speaking into existence. So stop doing that. delete, catch yourself when you start to talk negative, because what you say is so, so powerful. What you think is so powerful. So that is just a little tidbit of what we'll be doing on the Dreamers Calls, but that's your first assignment. Go buy your 3x5 cards, start thinking through and writing down your affirmations, and see if you can control the squirrels in your brain. So how's that for a start?
You're amazing.
Woo! You guys are amazing.
Wait, I just have one question about the cards.
Ask away.
How many would you recommend, like, starting with? Like,
okay,
how many do you
so
have?
do you want to see?
Yeah. Nice, girl.
I probably have 20, and I refine them and add to them. But when I kind of started doing this again, hardcore with Dave, he's like, okay, just sit down and write, 4 or 5. And so I had 4 or 5, and then I'm thinking of more things, and some of them I'll end up getting rid of, and they'll be more specific. I wrote a couple last night. Let me see if I can find them that are more specific. So this one is kind of more specific to income goals right now. So you can't have too many. You can't have not enough. Dave has one. Dave MacArthur. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. The amazing Mechanic to Millionaire. He has one, and he just reads it all the time. But he's already a 10-time millionaire. So, it's okay. Just read one card. I need to read more cards. So, and I love it too, because as you start to read it, what you'll find is you're reading it and you're like, I am, da, da, and then pretty soon you'll be about 5 minutes in and you're like reading like this. I am so grateful and happy to be traveling the world. I am so happy. Like you get like crazy, like, and feeling is the secret. That's another book that I'm obsessed with. It's like 40 minutes long and you'll listen to it and it'll like blow your mind. So that can be a good Audible book to, you know, put on your list later as you guys are doing more reading. But basically, like, if you think about it, you're conscious and you're subconscious. When you're awake, it's your conscious. When you're asleep, it's your subconscious. But the subconscious is what matters. And so you have to tell it what to do. And it wants to do what you want. Look at your life. The stuff you say that you don't want happens, right? So start saying the stuff that you want to have happen. So anyway, you have as many cards as you want, Bree. Whatever you want.
That's amazing. I can't wait to do that. And I believe it. And like, I've heard this forever, but I haven't really ever jumped into it hard. And so I'm excited to do it now.
It's
and
like so crazy. It's so crazy. Like
it's so crazy.
Yeah. Like I made a dream board and so we're like I made a dream board a couple months ago and so and I kind of did this, but like it was before we had kind of gotten a little bit more like detail about it. And like I made a dream board and like I wrote down on the back of those dreams, like I took like these pictures and I wrote down like what it was like to be like living that dream, like what it was like to be in that dream, just like my mom was saying. And like it's so crazy how like things have like kind of start like I'm like looking at it, and mind you that was in like September, and I'm like looking at it and like one of the things I wrote down was like pretty much this mastermind that I hadn't even like we hadn't even thought of, like we hadn't even like brainstormed at all, but like this mastermind was literally like pretty much on there. Like that's pretty much what I wrote. And so it's so crazy. And even my mom heard me the other day, like I was like reading my cards, and it's so, you get so into it, like you get so passionate and so excited and like pumped up about your dreams and the reality that you're living. And it's so weird because then you start watching things in your life and like all of a sudden just weird things happen like all the time. And you're kind of just like, I shouldn't even be so, like shocked. Why am I shocked?
You shouldn't be surprised.
No, I'm a powerful dreamer.
You're a powerful dreamer. And I remember looking at some of the stuff that you wrote in your notebook. And one of the things was your podcast. And that was, you know, a while ago. But once you say it, you guys, this is what's so crazy too, is the teeniest bit of intention. Okay, you put out a little thing and then you forget about it and kind of just surrender to the universe. It's going to show up. You're going to go, oh my gosh, like I didn't think about that much. And holy cow, like, I mean, we've made vision boards for years and years and years, and we've had to like throw them away and make a new vision board because we did almost everything on the vision board. And even to the point of weirdness, like we'd forgotten that we wanted to go to this certain place. And then we look at the dream board and we're like, oh my gosh, that's where we're going. That's on the cruise that we're going on, or that's on the, like the littlest bit of intention is so powerful and so crazy. And okay, I'll tell you one more story really fast. So don't give up. Like when you first start to do this, you're going to think, okay, it's not working. Like nothing's changing. But the particles out in your universe, out in your world, they're changing to start creating that thing for you. And so you keep feeling the feeling. So I heard this cool story once of this lady, and she went into a restaurant and she sat down and she ordered, and all of a sudden people all around her were getting food. And she was like, oh, that's annoying. Like I ordered before them, like, and I know exactly. So she talks to the waiter and she's kind of complaining, and she's,
here, Mom, you're cutting out a little bit. Dang it, I want to hear the story.
I know too. What happened? What did the waiter say?
Hey, Mom. Mom.
The waiters wanted to bring it out to you, and
hey, Mom.
We have something really special, and it's just for you. And so the moral of that story is, you put an order into the universe and you start to talk it out loud. You've got to be on board to wait and let it grow and let it come. Oh, can you not hear me?
It cut out right as you were telling the story. We just missed the story.
Oh, no.
You sat down.
What part?
And then she got mad at the waiter.
Okay, well, I'm done. Never mind. Then whatever. Yeah.
No, I want to hear it. We want to hear it.
Wait until next time. No. So basically, she sits down. She tells the waiter to come over, and the waiter comes over, and he says, "Oh, you know," she's like, where's my food? And I've been waiting for a while. And he says, "Oh my gosh, the owner of the restaurant saw you come in, and the head chef and all of the waiters, we are making you the most amazing meal. He wanted to do something really unique and really special for you. And so if you can just wait a few more minutes, we're going to bring you out something that is just made for you. Nobody else has gotten this meal. Nobody else has. And so the moral of that story is that when you put an order into the universe and you are crafting your life, you have to be a little patient and continue to push until those things come together, because that literally is what is happening for you. You are getting the life that you're creating, and it takes a little bit of time and some faith and continued feeling to make it happen. So that's why your cards are so great. So did you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If not, never mind. No.
No, I loved it. But even in the book that we're reading in Get Smart, it says that goals are just dreams written down. And so like once you start writing down your dreams, that's when they become things that can actually be obtainable. Because without it, it's just like a fun thing to think about.
Well, and I think what it does too is, I think you're going to find this a little bit when you first start to become a intentional dreamer, is what I call it. You like, people are afraid to write it down. They don't want to declare it, because then they don't ever have to take, oh, what if it doesn't happen, right? So what if I write it down and then I look like an idiot because it never happens? But what happens is they give up on it before it can happen, because it will happen. Like it's the law of attraction. It's the law of assumption. It's the law of least resistance. It's the law of, consciousness. These are real laws that have to be obeyed. And if you speak it and continue to speak it and believe it, it will happen. It will come into existence. And so that's what's cool about what you just said, is when you put that down on paper, that something clicks and turns on, and all of a sudden it's like you put your order in. You said, okay, here's what I want. And now sometimes even if you stop talking about it and stop putting intention behind it, it still shows up, because you said it, you declared it, and you are a powerful dreamer, like Kaylee said. So yeah. And mindset is more important than anything else you do in your business. I am sorry, but it is. It is more important than, you can work yourself to death, but if you have a millionaire mindset and you're spending time on what you want to create, it will come together so much faster. So this is an important part of any business or entrepreneurs, or even just people, a skill for your life. So anyway, I'll quit talking.
No, we love it.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Wendy.
So I'm excited for you guys. It'll be fun.
Yes. No, I think
so
that's
much.
so true. I love
You're
that.
welcome.
I love it. Yeah, no, it really, guys, like that's what a mastermind is. Like it's mind, like it's all about, and so for, like mastering your mind, like having people around you,
Mastering your mind,
mastering your mind that are going to help you, and so for take it to the next level. And like, that's what we want in this group. That's what we want. And so for you guys to get out of it, we want you guys to be pumped after you get off these calls. Like go and like write down your goals and like your dreams and everything, and be like, no, like this is going to happen. Like I am going to manifest this. Like I am a powerful dreamer. I can have anything that I speak into existence. And like, that's the truth of it, is like, you really can. And so everything, I second all of that. But yes, that's what we want you guys to get out of it. We can teach you anything. It's going to be this. It's going to be mastering your mind. And so love that.
And you have all these accountability partners. So they're all partnered together. You guys are all partnered together. Once a week, you're going to check in on those calls, and it's going to be super powerful what happens. I'm excited for you guys.
Mm-hmm. And I'd love for our next call, and so for next week, I'd love for you guys to take this week, and kind of the challenge that we want to issue from this call is to do what my mom said, and to make those cards, to go get those 5x7 cards. And if you want to add a picture to it, if you want to, whatever you want to do, but write it as if it's already happened. Write it as if you're already in the feeling of it. Like you are living that dream right now. And next week we can kind of check in and see kind of like where people are at and how we're feeling. But if you do that, I take my cards with me in the car, like now in the morning, like I keep them by my bedside. And then when I'm driving to school every morning, I like say my cards. Like I'm like reading my cards out to myself in my car. I look like a crazy person, but like whatever, it's going to happen. So I don't even care.
Yeah. I do have a quick question. How specific should we be?
Well, I'll tell you. Okay, so I would start more general. Just write out like kind of some general, I am happy and grateful that I am making $5,000 a month and doing the business that I love. Like, I mean, you can be kind of general if you want to. And then as you start to kind of hone in on where you're going, you can get more specific. Like I did a card last night that is actually like more like there's money goals on it and, you know, promoting goals on it. And then I've got some more specific goals for things that I want to have happen more quickly. So, but we can talk more about that on each of the calls, and you guys can even, you know, share some of them if you want to and see, and we can help you refine them. But the main goal is to stay in the present. So I am, and then happy and grateful. If you can't think of any, if you don't want to say something else, happy and grateful is great because it's feeling and it's gratitude. So, and it's I am, and that's perfect. So
Perfect. Thank you.
Love it. Awesome.
Perfect.
Well,
yeah, I think it
guys,
would be honestly really powerful. Obviously, if you're not comfortable with it, you don't have to. But I think it would be really awesome if we shared some, like at least one or two of our affirmations, just so we can hold each other accountable for that. So I think that'd be really cool next week.
let's do that next time, or when you guys do it on your team call. But I think that'd be awesome.
yeah.
No, I
that's
agree. I think it'd be great.
Cool. I love that. I love that idea. The last thing I think we wanted to touch on, guys. Oh, sorry. I just lost my voice. One sec. The last thing I think we wanted to touch on was just the power of like what you felt like tonight, like just like kind of just like how cool this is gonna be, like how cool this already is, like, and like what we can do, and like how we can like change people's lives, like how we can like help other people, and so for to be able to have this like the same feeling. Like we want to open up this mastermind to as many as we can. Like we want to bring as many as we can. We want to help as many awesome boss babe girls that are like, you know, like that are in this age where it's like there's so many decisions, there's so many different things that you can do. But like having good friends and having a mastermind is one of the best things that you can ever do for yourself at this time. And so we want to like invite you guys to like share this with your friends, like tell your friends, like be like, guys, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened. Because guess what? Like I know it's just starting, but that's what it's going to be. Like this is going to be such a cool and like such an incredible opportunity. And so for any of you that have, you know, awesome friends that you're like, hey, they would love this, this is what they need in their life, then like let's talk to them. Me, Bree, Britt, Bree Ray, and so for all of us are available to talk to them. We have the application you can send them, and that kind of thing. But we just want to open this up for as many amazing girls that we can change their life as well. So yes, and that will in return change your life too. Like that will help you and so be really awesome. So,
and the more the merrier. I feel like the more knowledge that everybody has, like the more that we all gain. So if there's more people, there's more things to learn. So I agree with Kaylee. Just share it with anybody who may be looking for an opportunity, because this is it. Like this is the opportunity that people have been praying for. And so if we can give that to people, then like, let's do it. Let's share the wealth and share the fun friends and all the things.
the health, all of it.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions about what we went over tonight, or where we go from here, kind of a thing? No.
No.
Perfect.
It's like, rock on, let's do this. Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited for our whole team. We have, I mean, like I looked at the group and so we have about 15 girls and so that are in this group. So
Awesome.
once everyone kind of is on, I'm excited for everyone to really get to know each other, and like we want to assign you guys like accountability partners. Like we want you to get to know certain girls, and like kind of we'll kind of, I don't know, it'll be really awesome to be able to really see like everybody, like people, what they're bringing to the table and just how neat people are. And so yes, guys, thank you so much for being on this call today, and thank you for just like helping us kick it off.
Thank you.
Yay.
Good job, you guys. That's super awesome.
Good job. Okay,
right.
So just check on the Facebook page. If you haven't received like that little note that has everything that you need in it, here, one sec. I'm going to share my screen with you so you guys can just kind of see the Facebook page and all of that. Okay, so I shared this Boss Babe note with most of you. If you haven't received it, it's on the Facebook page as well. But this is just getting set up. So this is just like the apps that you'll need to be like an active member of the mastermind. So like Zoom, ISA Life is going to help you track your health, that kind of thing, your health goals. We'll do like a kind of thing about that. Audible for the book that we're going to be reading. We'll send out the link so you can like download it for free for the most part. Facebook, Instagram, and so we'll just be communicating through that. Telegram is like our main group message that we'll be doing it through. And then podcasts and Google Drive, just we'll be sending you different things through that. And then something that you guys will all want to do, since you guys have all like ordered through Isagenix, all your products. So you'll want to log on to Isagenix, and you'll just log on with your username that you set up. And what you'll do is you'll just go into that, and there's going to be a button that says, it's like on the side that says become an associate. And this just makes it so that as we build this mastermind, we can build underneath you. And if you're interested in doing that, if sharing this mastermind is something you're interested in and being compensated for it, then we can do that. But you have to become an associate first. So you just go and you click on the associate. It will have you fill out your information. It's for like tax purposes and if you want to get paid, that kind of thing. And then also it's just going to have you watch this like weird little video about like welcome. And then you don't have to watch it. Then you just press complete and then you're done. And then it's good.
Compliant video.
Yes. Yeah. And then for anybody who wants to share the mastermind, this is the Google Form application. And so if you're like, hey, I have friends who I want to send this to, send them this link and it will take them into the Google Form. They can fill out the Google Form and then we'll let you know when they filled it out and like what their answers were. And like you and me can like talk, or you and me, like Bree and Britt, like all of us can be able to talk to you and be like, hey, you know, so-and-so filled this out. It's because of you. Like, let's talk to them. And we can kind of do the same little call that we've done with you. And then all of our additional training and everything will be found in the mastermind, and we'll have a YouTube that will be going up pretty soon with some training videos, and this video will be on there, that kind of thing. And so that's that. And then here's the Facebook group really fast. If you haven't been added, just make sure that you add me or Bree or Britt. All of us are admins, so we can add you into this Facebook group. And then this is where you'll see like the weekly schedule. This is where like a lot of our videos will be posted, motivational things, like all of that. That's where a lot of this is going to go down, is in here. So that hopefully makes sense. Yes. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah. Perfect.
Good deal. Good deal. You guys are awesome. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. Does anybody else want to say anything before we log off?
I'm just excited, and I'm so excited that I'm already surrounded by an amazing community of amazing people. So thanks for being amazing, guys.
100%.
Yeah. And like we said, don't be afraid to reach out. Let us know if you have any questions and concerns. We don't have to wait until we have a call to address those. Like, so just let's have a good time and help each other out.
I love it. Yay. Hey, all right. We'll talk to you soon, guys.
Guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.